I just want to get your thoughts on the governor's state of the state, the latest state of the state. How do you feel about it? What are your thoughts on it? What things you liked? What things you didn't like?
So I think that as chair of mental hygiene in the state of New York, I was really excited to hear about the expanded services that's going to happen in New York State and especially in schools, creating clinics in schools. And also, I think that the, also the support for first responders. And I think that's important. And she put $6 billion into these programs, which I think is amazing. And I think a lot of our kids going through COVID and it's been difficult time for parents, etc. So I think that this is the right thing to do. We want healthy children and with that grow into healthy adults.
Yeah, absolutely. She's proposing school-based mental health clinic for every school.
And it's got you got the captive audience. A lot of parents work two jobs. They can bring a child here, there, and everywhere. As far as like a pediatric psychiatrist and kid psychiatrists, they're few and far between. So utilization of people that have experience with children and social workers, etc., it's all important. And
Yeah,
to make sure that we put money into making our children healthy.
right.
What
Now,
whatever happened to a nurse in every school? Remember those days?
yeah. Now,
Remember?
yeah. But talking about housing, another big issue that we have here in Sullivan County in your district is housing, the lack of affordable housing, and she's making proposals of long-term housing for a new housing units be constructed on state land owned. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that housing is a necessity for everyone, and affordable housing and low income housing is very, very important. We have a lot of kids living in hotels. We've seen, the aftermath of what happens with that. So I really think that, it's so important to have housing. And I think that the investment is important. And especially in Sullivan County, our housing, we just don't have a lot of housing in our community that's affordable to many.
Anything in the governor's statement speech that the maybe fell short on some goals or initiatives that you would like to have seen?
And when I think housing is very important to me. I think the mental health issue is important to me. The other thing that I really focused on is Sullivan County and drugs and overdose, things like that. And I actually talked to her staff today and I said, we had Catholic Charities. We had 20 beds for people that wanted to go into recovery and to do it closer to family and home. A lot of people don't have cars here. And the fact that they're closing those beds and the length of stay has to be more than 4, 5, 6 days. First, you recover, you detox, and then you need a lot of help in terms of withdrawal and all those kinds of things, and making sure we send them out healthy human beings and continue their care after their discharge. And I think it's very important. It's not going to work unless we put the people in place and the money in place.
Absolutely. Now, Sullivan County doesn't have an intake center. Do you think an intake center of some sorts would alleviate some problems?
I do. And when somebody's addicted, it's a family issue. And, we need the access to social workers, and people can't pay for it right now. They're so expensive. A psychiatrist, we have one child psychiatrist, I think, in Sullivan County. And I mean, the waiting list is tremendous, absolutely tremendous. And, these kinds of things, when a child goes through any kind of a panic attack or anything, you need to be seen right away. And the emergency room is someplace that many people go, but it's not the appropriate placement for somebody.
Aileen, before we go, anything else that we have not touched on you want folks to know?
Just it's going to be right now we're in deficit mode in the New York State Assembly. And, I'm going to continue to fight for all the things that are necessary for our schools, for our hospitals, for the housing issues, and making sure that, as far as mental health beds, et cetera, that we get our fair share. And, I had a conversation with Kathy Hochul folks today, and I said, sometimes I'm a little disappointed that we don't get our fair share. We pay taxes. We work hard in our community. We're very dedicated. We love our community, and we need everything that the Bronx need, but maybe on a smaller scale.
We're talking to Aileen Gunther, Assembly Member for the 100th District, letting us know her thoughts on the Governor Hochul's latest state of the state. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much and glad to see you. Happy New Year.